Hey, we get a lot of great real estate questions on our YouTube channel from you, the viewer, and we're gonna grab a whole bunch of those and answer them for you today. But before we do, without further ado, I'd like to introduce to you my beautiful wife who's gonna help us answer these questions. You ready? Let's rock. So we got Carol Lee, my wife here. Oh my God, I can't believe you're on the channel. Introduce yourself, tell us something about you.
Well, I'm Carol Lee, Rico, his better half. Other half.
Yeah.
Been in real estate license since 2000 and actually been a great field for us. Love working with my husband.
You've seen it all then. You've seen a lot of stuff happen in the real estate field.
Exactly. We've seen several different markets since we've been working together.
Aside from an interesting batch of clients, but we were able to help them through all this stuff.
Yes,
What's your favorite part about real estate?
Actually meeting the different people, helping them through different situations.
Right? What's your least favorite part about real estate?
Meeting and working with the difficult people.
Talk about your all-time backfires. That's probably the truth. Yeah, you get to meet very interesting people. We'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
All right. Question number one comes from A14 Herrera. Hey, Mr. A14 Herrera, here it comes. The question is, what if the client insists on meeting elsewhere besides the brokerage? So the client doesn't want to meet at the brokerage. Your client who wants to buy or sell a house wants to meet somewhere else. What do you think about that one?
I think it'd be more, to be on the safe side, it'd be better to try to get a meeting in a public place or at your office.
Right. Now, I agree with that. Now, the reason I think they should do it at the brokerage, if you can get them at the brokerage, of course, is because everything's accessible, man. If you got to make copies, or you want to introduce them, I don't know, to your manager, somebody of importance, your support staff, they're all there, man. That's home base. But I like your idea that when it comes to security, that's another reason why we want them at the brokerage.
That's true. Yep.
But there's a big but. If they really want to meet you at Starbucks or, like she said, as long as it's at a public place, right, we're cool with that. Don't lose a deal because they don't want to meet you at the brokerage because it's too far. Maybe it is too far. You with me? So if it has to be somewhere aside from the brokerage, what do you recommend?
Starbucks, it's everywhere.
Which is a public place. Let's go to number two, man. Now, next question we have here is from Ray Cerna. Ray Cerna, hope you're listening out there. His question is quite simple. What are the startup costs when it comes to joining a real estate career? What are the startup costs? Do you remember what they are?
Oh, Jiminy Christmas, I remember the MLS and that kind of differs though, different areas, right?
Right, and it's a lot different than it was 20 years ago when you started.
Hey, don't age me.
Yeah, or when I started real estate 25 years ago, it's a lot different. But I'll break it down real quick. You want to consider, of course, the schooling you're going to get. You got to join a accredited school. That's going to cost you. It all depends. California Realty Training. Check out the website. We have different packages, and then the MLS. The MLS nowadays runs you about $250.
State exam.
Every 6 months. You gotta apply for the state exam. That costs you some money. So sure, you know what? It's gonna cost you. If I were you, I'd expect to start your career. What would you say?
Maybe $2,000.
$2,000-3,000, and you got all your expenses covered, and you're ready to rock and roll. Start your brand new career. Was it worth it for you?
Definitely.
Why?
Well, I get my time to spend working with you, my favorite.
Oh gosh, cut it out. Cut it out. Next question. This one is from Johnny Guitarist. I guess he's a guitarist. Johnny Guitarist, here it comes. What if an agent has clean groomed long hair? So now we're talking about their presentation. What if an agent has clean groomed long hair? Can that work, or do I have to sport short hair after getting my license? Whoa, that's a pretty good question there. We're talking about presentation. What's your take on presentation and how you present yourself to your client?
Well, I think a very nice man bun or ponytail looks very professional still on a gentleman's in this time and age, selling properties, real estate out there. Sure. I think it looks great.
Yeah, and I don't care if your hair is long, short, if you don't have any hair, as long as you look professional and you act professional. The key here is to act professional, right? Now, of course, you want to have a standard. And if I were you, I'd play it safe, and the standard needs to be professional. Can your hair be professional? Absolutely. Wouldn't you agree?
Definitely. I'm not cutting my hair off.
No, no. Hey, long hair, cool. I'm all right with that. Just keep it professional. Let's dive into the next question that we've gotten on our YouTube channel. Here it comes. This one is from Mighty Death Lash. Whoa, Mighty Death Lash, yeah. He asked, what if the person you're working for is discriminating? How do you work with that? What a deep question. It's actually a very important question. What if you have a client, whether it's a buyer or seller, who's discriminating? My answer to that is don't. You might not want to work with that person. Discriminating in any factor when it comes to real estate is illegal. There's laws that are set forth that you cannot discriminate based on race, creed, religion, all that stuff. You shouldn't discriminate when it comes to any type of real estate transaction. So if you have a client who's discriminating against anybody, you might want to reconsider and say, no can do, it isn't going to happen. Not with me, it isn't. What do you think?
Same here. Not going to work. You've got your code of ethics as a realtor.
Yeah, as a realtor, you got a code of ethics, man. It's going to make you uncomfortable. It's going to make people you work with, aside from your client, uncomfortable. It's going to make everybody uncomfortable. Listen, bottom line is this. When you're in the same corner, you have to agree on just about everything. And when it comes to discrimination, I don't know who the hell thinks that's okay. All right, let's go to our next one. Ready? Here we go. What do you got?
All right, we got Joseph Anthony with how do I go about finding off-market properties for investors?
Ooh, so now we're talking about investors. Investors wanting to find some good deals. How do we do that, my dear?
I would go to the title company and I would get the list of the owner unoccupied property list.
How do they actually have a list of that?
You could select that criteria and you get all of their addresses and you send out your letters. You could get email addresses, email them, reach out to them, and then...
That's a great tip. So you can go to your title company, to your title rep, your favorite title rep. Remember, the title company is your right-hand person.
Yep.
They just are. They give you tons of information when it comes to properties. Now, they actually have information on properties that are not owner-occupied, which means there's a tenant in there, which means they might want to sell to get the tenant out and cash out. Is that what you're saying?
That's exactly what I'm saying. Sometimes, they have difficult tenants and want to deal with them anymore. Family member passed away that they have to take over the property and just don't want to deal with it, so.
Right, good. So you and your title rep, I want you guys to be like this,
Yep.
all right? Get close to your title rep. Another tidbit that I'd like to give, another tip I'd like to give. How do you find these properties for your investors? Listen, it's gonna be all about you going out there and finding them. What the hell am I talking about? What the hell am I talking about? It means getting in your car, cruising the neighborhood, and finding properties that look deserted, that look empty, that look like they've been neglected and nobody lives there. Somebody owns that property. And these properties typically aren't well kept, which means somebody owns it, which means you can contact that person via the title company and say, yo, you got a property here, you might as well get rid of it. It's just sitting here getting shabby. And if you don't do something about it soon, it's gonna probably get graffitied, or you get, what do you call those people who move in without?
The squatters?
Squatters. You don't want squatters in there. So let the owner of this property that's been deserted, that's been emptied for years, let them know that, hey, cash out, let me sell it for you. And then of course you contact your investor and say, hey, I got one for you. That's a great way to do it. It takes a lot of elbow grease, meaning you gotta get in your car, cruise the neighborhood, might gotta spend some gas, and gas is expensive, I get it. But you're a professional, go out and do it.
If you live in another state, is it possible to get California real estate license? Yes, you can.
Wait, so if I live in New York, I can get my license in California?
Yes, you can.
Really?
Yes, all you have to do, you can do all your paperwork, you can do your courses in New York, but when it comes time to take the actual state exam, you just need to fly in for the week or whatever day you set up for your exam and come in and take the state exam here in California. But the prep work you can do in any other state.
How about Oklahoma?
That sounds good.
Iowa?
Iowa.
North Dakota?
Fine.
Would you ever live in North Dakota?
I don't know. What's the weather
Hey,
like?
only because I like California. Only because I like California. All right, only because I like California. Nothing against North Dakota. I hope you guys love me out there. But listen, in all seriousness, you can take your classes from anywhere. Hell, I think you can take your classes from another country.
Yes, you can.
You can take
Yes.
you can take your classes from anywhere in the world. But when
We've
it
had them
comes-
from Alaska. We had a student, remember, in China that came over to take some courses.
Yeah, and I remember we had one from Hawaii take our courses. She would fly in from Hawaii to California to do the live classes. She would come every weekend. We gave weekend classes. She would fly in every weekend to take the live classes with me here in California. But at the end of the day, listen to this. It's very crucial. Can you take the classes from anywhere in the world? Yes. But when it comes to taking the test, the final exam for the DRE, for the Department of Real Estate, you got to physically be here in one of their locations.
Yep.
All right? Just remember that. Let's go to the next one. What are the pros and cons to joining a brokerage that promotes 100% commission to the agent? How do they make their money? All right, so let me set the scenario real quick. Let me set the scenario. Some brokerages here in our country, they say, hey, new agent, come work for us. We'll let you keep 100% of your commission. In other words, if you close a deal and make $10,000, you keep it all. We don't want any of it. Now, it almost sounds too good to be true, but they do exist, do they?
Actually, I don't know that.
They do exist. They do exist. They do exist. I know that for a fact. They do exist. So the question then is, well, how the hell do they make their money? Well, this is the deal. They do. And they make their money by charging you what's called desk fees. Desk fees means there's a monthly fee to you. Now, it might be a very small fee, $300 a month, $500 a month. And it's for them to keep the expenses paid at that brokerage, you know, the internet, the phone lines. So they have a whole bunch of agents working there at 100% commission. They don't have to give any of their commission away to their broker, but they got to pay a monthly fee. And that's how they make their money. Now, mind you, I doubt they're going to give you any type of additional support with your business. I doubt they're going to give you classes. I doubt they're going to give you any training. I doubt they're going to give you coffee for free. So before you consider that, ask all these questions. What's in it for me? How do you make money, Mr. Broker? It's a great question, Mr. Let's see who answers. Art Para asked that question. What a great question. So before you decide to get excited, wow, how can I refuse working for a company 100%. That's giving me 100%? How can I refuse that? Before you jump in, just put the toe in the pool, figure it out, feel it out. Like, wait, am I getting the whole story? Got it?
You got me with that one.
Yeah, well, they're out there, but you just got to do some research. And the best research is to go up to the broker direct and say, how the hell does this work? How the hell does this work?
Well, wouldn't you say it's usually, nothing's always, is actually really free?
Let's move on to the next one. All right, we got a question here from Angel. Angel asks, do the brokerage firms ever give real estate agents any leads? Do they ever give them any leads, like a seller or a buyer, somebody to work for? What do you think about that one? Do brokerages ever do that?
Yeah, okay. You get your, floor time. Well, back when I started, it was floor time. Remember, you get.
What does floor time mean?
When you are actually answering calls from the public that are coming in for listings, or somebody calls that they need a property to sell, and they call in because they know the brokerage name. So they call in, and you're getting those calls, and you go out for set up listing appointments that way.
Fantastic. So let me again set the scenario based on what she just said. Mm-hmm. They typically don't. You're on your own, man. You're an independent contractor. You got to go out and stir up your own business. You with me? That's how this business works. However, some brokerages do offer what's called floor time. What is floor time? Floor time is everybody gets a shot. Everybody gets an opportunity at that brokerage, the realtors, to sit at a desk where there's a phone, and they sit and wait for that phone to answer. And let's assume today is my day, and I get 2 hours stationed here at this desk. Me and the phone. Now, when that phone rings, I'm hoping to God, please, Dios mío, por favor, hoping to God, that a buyer or a seller is gonna call on that line. They're gonna call my brokerage, the firm. They say, hi, is this so-and-so brokerage? And I'm gonna answer, because I've been assigned that time period. And I'm gonna pick up, and I'm gonna say, hello, this is so-and-so brokerage, can I help you? And the person on the other end says, yeah, I'd like to sell my house. I live just down the street from your office. Can you help me? Now I bless myself and say, oh, thank you, God, for answering my prayers. And I say, sure, I can help you. I just got a client. Because the brokerage gave me the opportunity to sit at that desk at that time. And that's called floor time. Now, most brokerages don't offer that. They do not, but some do. So do they give you leads? Do you walk into an office and say, hey, here's a whole bunch of business, go out and make some money? Nah, it doesn't work that way. Do they give you an opportunity sometimes? Well, it depends on the brokerage you work for.
Yes.
And you used to have that when you first started.
I sure did.
Did you ever get leads doing that?
I sure did.
Right, but when did you get most of your leads? How do you get most of your leads typically?
Well, old school, the website, door knocking. Remember what I used to do, the handing out cards everywhere we go.
Right.
We'd make a habit of handing out at least 3 or 4 cards every time.
And of course, the point here is you would do it yourself.
I'd get out there and do it. Yes.
Got it. Let's go to the next one. This next one is from Chocolate Asterisk. Chocolate. This person's name is Chocolate Asterisk. How fitting. She is a chocoholic.
I am a chocoholic.
Chocolate cake, chocolate candy, chocolate this, chocolate that. I don't care what, put chocolate, she's gonna eat it. Hey, listen, so let's have her answer this question from Chocolate Asterisk. Okay, once I start working with the broker, how long do I have to stay with that same broker?
There is no definite commitment with a brokerage. You are an independent contractor. So once you get into an agency, a brokerage, you can stay there for a year. You could stay there for 10 years.
Can I stay there for a month?
You can stay there for a
Can I
month.
stay there for a week?
Yes, you can.
Can I stay there for a day?
Yes, you can.
Can I stay there for an hour?
Yes.
Can I put one foot in and say, I'm out of here?
That's it.
You can.
That's it. You're independent.
You're not married
you
to
know?
these people.
We are.
Well, you know what I mean. You're not married to these people.
Yeah.
In all seriousness, you go in there, feel the vibe, you dig it, you stay. You go in there, you feel the vibe, you dig it, but you don't dig it after a couple of weeks, get out of Dodge. You could leave.
Yes.
How about you? How do you feel about your business? So I guess the answer that you were giving is there is no commitment,
There's no commitment. You're independent contractor.
but when you're happy, you tend to commit.
Exactly. Stay where you're happy.
So bottom line, brokers out there listening, make your realtors happy. It's important, it really is.
Here's our final question for today.
The grand finale,
You stole that
the
one.
big enchilada, the big cheese. Let's finish off strong.
All right.
What do you got, Carolyn?
Okay, here we go. Is there a need for a GED or high school diploma to be a realtor?
Oh, 50-50 shot. It's either yes or no. Do you need a high school diploma or a GED? And the answer is, drum roll, please. What do you got?
No, you don't.
But what do you need?
You need to be 18 years old in California to be able to get your real estate license.
Cool. Hey, listen, let's buckle down real quick. You have to be 18 years old to change your life, all right? Join an accredited real estate school, take the courses required, pass the real estate exam given by the Department of Real Estate, and you can totally change your life financially, personally, the whole works. You know, you owe it to yourself. So,
It's an accredited school.
an accredited school like California Realty Training, check out our website. You know, but seriously, you don't need a high school diploma, you don't need a GED, you know, to change your life with a brand new career. So that being said, the answer is no. Hey, before we go, listen, let me thank you. Did you enjoy this?
I did. I had fun with you today.
Yeah?
I know, it's weird. I still like hanging out with you a lot.
I'm glad you do. I'm glad somebody still likes me.
Yeah.
Listen, we thank you for bringing your expertise to the table. That's highly appreciated. Before we go though, check out the video down below. I guarantee you're gonna love it. Anything else? Any closing words for the audience?
Thank you guys for having me here today, and thank you, my love.
You got it. We'll see you next week.